Tales of the Empire is doing something very interesting in Star Wars, and I'm not so sure about it. Welcome to Star Wars Uplink. So, Tales of the Empire, we just finished the Barris Offee segment of the mini-series, I guess?
Yeah.
Kind of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The Morgan Elsbeth I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Is it very Empire-specific?
No.
Is the Barris Offee stuff very Empire-specific?
No.
Also no.
No.
It's really weird that they're saying, yeah, we're going to do these dark stories, and it's going to be Tales of the Empire. Tales of the Jedi is going to be coming later. But we don't actually get the Empire aspect. It's mostly just kind of bad people. Tales of the bad people in Star Wars. Asterisk, except for Barris Offee.
Yeah. Tales of the potentially could be good, but lean towards bad. But also, are they? Question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we get. I'm trying to remember what the general feeling for Tales of the Jedi, the first round.
Very similar
was.
for me.
Yeah.
Count Dooku stuff I really enjoyed, but I wish it was fleshed out in its own full show, rather than 3 little vignettes throughout his life kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I feel the same for Barris Offee.
Yeah.
And someone commented on the podcast, I really enjoyed those stories, but they weren't necessarily Tales of the Empire. And I wish that Barris had her own show, because her story would have been enough to tell that.
Mm-hmm. We could have gotten so much more.
That's the thing, and I almost wonder, would we have gotten anything about these characters in the first place?
Probably not.
Probably not.
No.
So is it fair for me to say, yeah, man, I wish they kind of stole those stories? It's these are the only stories we would have gotten with these characters. So there's that aspect of things. But I almost wish that we didn't get the stories instead of these little half-baked, ideas.
I don't know. I feel like the stories that they gave us, okay, I feel like Elsbeth, her story was good.
Yeah.
That was a good.
It was clear.
Yeah. And
we saw actual storytelling be done in terms of here's a beginning, middle, and an end. And
it stayed dark. It stayed true to her and true to more of that dark side feel, evil empire-ish. Esque.
Well, they had to keep her bad because she's bad in Ahsoka.
Right. Which
and
is
Barris, they don't have that. But
yeah. So why would you tell Barris' story though?
If it's going to end in not the Empire.
As a Tale of the Jedi, it's what? Why did we do this?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was an odd choice. I think maybe there could have been a hint of a redemptiveness in the last episode. They could have done this a whole lot of different ways, but did it have to be like that? I don't know.
The thing with Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire that I think is just an interesting piece to ask, and I wonder if they are asking this internally of why does it exist? Is it just to keep their animation skills sharp?
Right.
Is that the piece for it? It doesn't really add much to Star Wars.
No.
When you really think about it, there isn't a whole lot that it adds to the universe of Star Wars. Yes, we get a lot of vignettes, but honestly, everything in Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire, I just wish they saved for something that was fully fleshed out.
Yeah.
Or, honestly, Barris' story should have been all 3 episodes about her getting into the Inquisitorius.
Mm-hmm. Because that's really what we wanted to see.
Yeah.
Let's just see a new apprenticeship of becoming an Inquisitor.
A different aspect of the Empire.
Mm-hmm. And it didn't have to even really go anywhere. It didn't have to have this beginning, middle, and end. It could have just been, you got there.
Yeah, and that's the end.
And that's it. That would literally could have been it.
With a twinge of guilt or something hinting.
Right.
If you wanted to have her have this redemptive arc.
Right.
Have it be hinted at, not explicitly, oh, now she's
I'm
dead.
I'm a healer now. And now I'm going to
help Jedi kids
and potentially change this other Inquisitor and come on, that's just cheesy.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that question. I think there's potential for stories and stuff like this to flesh out Star Wars in better ways. Mm-hmm. I just think they're still learning a lot with the Tales stories. Because if you look at it, there's like the From a Certain Point of View books where they dive into a bunch of random stories across the galaxy of Star Wars and different time periods that are just these smaller vignettes, smaller stories that may or may not be real depending on the certain point of view that you look at it through. So there are potentials for these stories. I just don't think that in the animated form they are utilizing it to its full advantage. They aren't telling stories, they're telling like little anecdotes that you would be at the bottom of an asterisk.
I think it's really interesting still that they do like this side-by-side, I don't want to say comparison because it's not, of these two characters in three episodes. Like, there could have been a theme. Like, I feel like there should be these, like, overarching, like, here's their first season and it's kind of on this. Let's show these two characters in these little moments
that are like they do with the live action and the animated, where you have like Bad Batch talking about very similar topics that Mandalorian is going through, or Bad Batch talking about specific topics that we see and are mentioned in like Ahsoka. There's a lot of these things that they do in these other mediums that I think they could leverage that with something like Tales of the Jedi or Tales of the Empire. Like there could be this similar through line. There's no reason why it's Morgan Elsbeth and Barris Offee.
No.
There are no similarities between those characters. Not at all.
None that they're really drawing, anyway.
Yeah. They aren't even saying that these are the characters that we've gotten. That's fine.
Right.
But it would feel more cohesive. It would feel like there was a purpose to the show.
It would feel like there was more thought put into it if maybe there isn't something overarching. I mean, maybe we're just missing the whole point. But
well, it's clearly not to get people to sign up for Disney Plus.
Apparently not.
If you're going to tell artsy fartsy stories, give me some good artsy fartsy stories.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't driving people to get Disney Plus like it would be if that was the decision that they're trying to get. Clearly, what they're trying to do are telling these very unique stories in Star Wars, but they fail at the unique side.
I know. I would just love to know what it is that they're really trying to do here. Because that's what I'm always looking at. I'm like, why? But why? Why?
Yeah. Now, there's some interesting things that we will get into later on the YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe for that, because I do want to talk about on Saturday's video, Merrick and that whole reveal and the like specifics of the Inquisitors that they didn't actually go through in the story, but they hinted at.
Right.
And I think there's potential there. Would that have been a better story? I personally think so, but we shall see. Let us know your thoughts on this idea of Tales of the Empire. Did it resonate with you? Did you really like see it as this bigger piece of Star Wars? Good to fill in the notes. I mean, they were fun stories.
Yeah.
But they weren't satisfying. They weren't complete. It truly was just a slice of a story.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts, though, in the comments below. And as always, check out our podcast, and may the Force be with you.